welcome back to another 30-minute runner-specific Pilates workout. As always, you just need yourself and your mat. If you want to make things slightly more challenging, you could add ankle weights or wrist weights, but other than that, you don't need anything. And if anything feels uncomfortable or needs to be adapted, slowed down, less reps, whatever it is, make sure you adapt it to you. And feel free to take a slightly longer warm-up if you need. But other than that, we are going to jump straight in. So we're going to come down onto one knee and we're going to start with our hip flexor stretch. So just tucking that tailbone under, squeezing this glute, and we're just going to sit here into the stretch. If you want to just push forward into it slightly, if you need a bit more, that is absolutely fine. But we're just going to hold that here. Big inhale and exhale. Bringing the hands up above the head, we're just going to rotate over to one side and then up back through the centre, over to the other side and then back into the middle. Bringing the hands down to the inside of that foot, and we're just going to step back that foot behind us and rotate over towards this side. Twist through the spine, bring that elbow down to the foot and twist. Good, we've got 3 more here. Remembering to breathe. And last one. And then bring that hand back down. We're going to step the foot back into a downward dog and just take a few foot pedals here. And then pushing forward into our plank. Deep breath, we're just going to hold that for 10 seconds. Breathe, just fire up the core. And then gently drop those knees down, walking ourselves back up to repeat on the other side. So left foot up, tucking that tailbone under, squeezing that glute, and just pressing slightly forward into it for a bit more of a stretch. Again, just breathing into it, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, bringing the arms up above the head, lifting it up and stretching to one side, back up through the centre, exhale and back through the centre, bringing those hands to the inside of that foot and then just stepping back into that nice deep lunge position. Rotating over towards that knee and then driving the elbow down towards the foot and twist. Good. We've got 2 more here. And last one. Bringing that hand back down, stepping that foot back into that downward dog position, and then just pedaling through the feet. We're going to fold forward into our high plank and then coming back, driving that right hand towards that left foot and then back through the centre and over to the other side, getting a nice stretch through our hamstrings there as well. Core nice and tight. Make sure you take it back to a nice strong plank in between each rep. And back in. Just 1 more each side. And last one. Back through the centre. And then just gently drop the knees. Send the bum back to the heels. And just walk those hands forward. Really stretch out through the spine. And then coming back. We're going to press back up into that downward dog position and we're going to do some single leg work. So we're going to push back into that downward dog. We're going to flirt the right leg up towards the sky and then drive it in towards our chest. Take it back up and then pop back down. Straight over the left side, taking it up, driving and up and down. We've got one more each side. Take it back, really squeeze towards the chest, working those abdominals. And last one. And back down, folding back into that plank. Deep breaths, holding it here. Core tight. Last 3, 2, 1, and gently drop the knees down. Take the knees as wide as the mat and send the bum back towards the heels. Walking the hands over to one side, stretch into that, and back through the centre, and over to the other side. Big inhale and exhale, and then back through the centre, and then back up to the middle. And we're going to spin ourselves round and take ourselves onto our side. So we want to be with our head in our hands for this one, and we've got our right hand here for a bit of support if we need it. We're going to bring those legs in so the feet are in line with the bum, and we're going to just start with our clams. So normally we're up on our forearm for this, but this time we are doing it laid right down. So as always, make sure those hips are staying stacked on top of each other. We're not rotating that hip round. We are just opening the knee and bringing it back down. Good. Core nice and tight, remembering to keep breathing. Last 2 here. And then we're going to add the leg lift. So lift the feet, and then we're going to do the exact same. Good. So we really feel it in the glute. Deep breaths. Keep the core really nice and tight. Breathe. Last 3. I'm afraid it's not over there after these 2 reps. We're going to stay in that position. We're going to open the leg back up, and then I want you to extend, bring the foot back together, and close. Good. So we open. Keep breathing. Really feel it in the glute. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. And last one. And bring that leg back down. We're going to stretch out into a nice long line. Again, just keeping the hip bones stacked on top of each other. And we've got this hand here for support. We're just going to drive the feet up towards the ceiling. Really working those obliques. Breathe. Good. We've got 3 more here. Straight up. And last one. Bring it back down. Head back in hand. And we've still got this hand here for a bit of support. We're going to lift that top leg, and we're just going to drive it forward and then back in line with the body, and then slightly behind. If this feels too challenging, just bend that underneath leg slightly. So it's coming forward and back through the centre, and then take it back. Again, not letting that hip bone roll around. It's staying nice and stacked. Float the leg forward and take it behind. Good. Keep squeezing this glute that's on top. Deep breaths. Last one here. And then finally, we are just pulsing up and down. We're lifting up through this oblique. So imagine you could fit a hand underneath here. We're lifting up through the abdominals. Keep breathing. We've got 10 more seconds of these pulses. Last 5, 3, 2, and relax that leg back down. Good work. We are going to come straight up and over on to the other side. Mainly because if I slip something in between it, I will definitely forget the order of what we did everything in. So coming down to our head in our hands, hips are stacked and our feet are in line, and we're just opening up that knee and back down. Good work. Make sure the feet are in line with the bum, core nice and tight, and just opening up that knee towards the ceiling without rotating. Again, scooping the stomach muscles, lifting up out the obliques. Breathe. Good. Give the right glute a rest. Let's kill off the left side. We've got 2 more here before we raise the feet. Good work. Now lifting the feet, exact same thing. Not letting that hip roll around. Just taking that knee, feeling it a bit more in this glute med with the feet raised. Breathe. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. Last one before we add the leg extension. So we lift, extend, bring the foot back in and down. Good. Really feel that. Keep the core nice and tight. We've got 3 more. Last 2. Oh, it burns. Last one. And relax everything back down. Extend the arm, hips are staying stacked, and we're just lifting the feet up and down. Feel like I've slided right along my mat, nearly off the end of it. Working those obliques, squeeze and lift. Exhale as we lift, inhale back down. Good. We've got 3 more here. Got this front arm here for support if we need it. And last one, coming back up. Just going to shuffle down slightly with our head in our hand. Again, just if you want a bit more stability, just bend that underneath leg, lifting that top leg, and we're just kicking it forward and then back in line with the body, and then back behind us, and then back in line. Good. So we kick forward, core tight, take it back, and in line. Remembering to breathe, keep the core really nice and engaged. Good work. Keep breathing. 1 more forward. And 1 more behind. And now we finish with our pulses. Breathe through the burn. We are almost there. Keep squeezing. We've got another 15 seconds here. Breathe. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax that leg back down. Good work. Rolling straight onto our spine. I want you to hug the knees to the chest and then just take the knees over to one side to really stretch out that glute and the spine, looking over to one shoulder. Exhale. And then inhale. Back through the center. Exhale. to the other side. Enjoy that nice stretch through the glutes. Big inhale and exhale. And then rolling back through the centre. Legs up into tabletop and actually keep the feet together here. And we're just going to take them over to one side, keeping the shoulders on the mat, working those obliques. And then back up through the centre. Exhale. Over to the other side. And slowly good, really thinking about that Pilates breath, scooping the stomach muscles to the spine, making sure that spine is supported. Good, last one. And then back through the centre, and then put the feet down, extend nice and long. We're going to send our right leg up towards the ceiling. With this one, I've mentioned before, I like to just place a finger on each of my hip bones just to make sure they're not rolling off the mat too much. But we're going to take that leg up towards the ceiling. Don't worry if you've got tight hamstrings, if you need a slight bend. And we're just going to draw a circle with the leg. Now start off with a small one, and then as you feel stronger, take it slightly wider with each one. So we're really working those lower abdominals, keeping it nice and controlled. Breathing. It's not about doing rapid, as many circles as possible. It's taking it really nice and slow so you feel each part of the circle working the abdominals in different ways. Keeping that core nice and tight. And then back to the centre. We're going to start in the other direction. Squeeze. Breathing. And we've got one more here. Back up through the centre, and then just hug that knee right into the chest. Inhale. And exhale there. Pop that foot back down. And then we're going to take the left leg up towards the ceiling. So we're taking it up, and then start to draw a circle with that leg. As with Pilates, like I always say, don't be alarmed if one side feels stronger than the other. I don't know if you can see, but here I very much struggle on this side compared to the other side. It's a combination of weakness and also being a lot tighter in one side. So if that feels familiar, just be aware and show the other side a bit more love with your mobility or strengthening routine. Good. Remembering to breathe. And then back through the centre, changing direction. Keep that core really nice and tight. Breathing into it. We've got two more here. And last one. And then just hug that knee right into the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Then lifting the head, neck and shoulders and that underneath leg. We're just going to switch. Bit of a tug of the knee towards the chest. And switch. And switch. Good. Core nice and tight. Deep breaths. Lengthen. And switch. And switch. Good. We've got two more each side. And last one. Hug the knees to the chest and just rock from side to side. Massage the lower spine. We're actually just going to take hold of our big toes if you can, and you're just going to pull the knees towards the chest and just sit in this, I think it's called baby's pose, and just feel a nice stretch through the hip flexors. If that's too much, you can hold behind the knees, just bringing them towards the body. If your hips feel tight, this should feel quite nice. And then bring those heels together, holding onto the ankles. And again, just hugging the knees towards the bum. You can take them down to the floor and just drop the knees out to the side. And just feel that stretch through the hips. Breathing into it. You can rock slightly if you want a bit more of a stretch. And then gently bring those knees back in and take the feet hip width apart and the knees up to the ceiling, and we're going to go into some glute bridges. So we're rolling up the spine, one vertebra at a time, hips nice and high, and then slowly controlling it back down, rolling one vertebra at a time, and then back up. Good, squeeze and lift those hips, and roll back down. Scooping the stomach muscles to the spine. We lift. Exhale to come up. And inhale to roll back down. We're going to hold at the top, and then we're going to march. So we're going to take the right leg off fast into that tabletop position, and then control back down, trying to keep those hips level. And then switch. Good, remembering to breathe. Really keep the core nice and tight so we're protecting the spine. And switch. And the other side. We're going to hold on this one. I want you to extend the leg, and then we're just going to drive it up. We're going to pulse. Core nice and tight. Last 3. And control that leg back down. Taking the other leg up for 10 pulses. Drive it up. Keep squeezing. Last 5. 3, 2, and draw that knee back down, rolling down the spine, one vertebra at a time, hugging the knees to the chest, and just gently rocking from side to side, massage the lower spine, and then take those legs up into that tabletop position, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, and inhale, and exhale, we are pulsing, breathing in through the nose, and exhale through the mouth, core nice and tight. I want you to extend the right leg and take the left arm above the head. So we're going to extend and bring it back in, and the other side. Good, lengthening the arm and leg away from the body, and back in. Exhale as we stretch. And then inhale back through the center. Good. We've got one more each side. Testing the coordination. And then extend both legs. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Last 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Hugging the knees to the chest and just rocking from side to side. Taking the legs back up into that tabletop position, and then hands are coming behind the head. We're going to keep the elbows right out to the sides, and we're just exhaling, sitting up towards our knees, or up to the ceiling I should say, rather than folding forward. We want to lift up, so we exhale and inhale back down. And inhale, good. Exhale as we come up. Inhale down. We've got 4 more. We are nearly at the end and everything's burning. Last 2. And last 1. And hug the knees to the chest and just gently rock from side to side. Massage the lower spine. And then once again, taking the knees over towards that left side. Extend the right arm, just looking over that shoulder. Take a big inhale and exhale there. Twisting through the spine. And then slowly control back through the centre. Over to the other side, looking over that shoulder. Breathing into the stretch. And slowly back through the centre. Extend the legs. We're going to roll on to our chest. Hands by the chest and just press up into a nice back bend. And then send the bum back to the heels. Take the knees as wide as the mat. Forehead on the mat and just walk those hands forward. And just enjoy a nice stretch there. Maybe just sway side to side just to feel a bit more into each hip. Whatever feels comfortable. Coming up onto all fours. We're going to step it back into a plank and then send it straight back up into that downward dog position. And we're just going to pedal the feet out. Stretching out the calves. And then start to walk the feet towards the hands, dropping the head, and slowly rolling up the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. We're going to take it back into our Pilates squats, squeezing at the top. Good. We've got 2 more. Keep those shoulders down. And then back through our foot pedals, how we started. Deep breaths. Bringing the central nervous system back down. And then finally 1 big stretch over to the right, back through the centre, over to the left and centre, and then bring the arms back down. Give yourself a quick shake and well done. That is another workout ticked off. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you on another one.